Another common question that we can look at is eating back calories from your workout. So maybe you just did a good running workout and you're thinking, okay, can I eat the calories back? I burned about 200 calories. It said that on my watch. Should I eat those back? Can I have a cookie? Does that cancel out? Well, I just wanted to first discuss how many calories you burn from working out in general before we look at this idea. And basically, I found a couple little metrics online. So if you do like a light bike or a light stationary bike for about 30 minutes, that's going to burn roughly about 200 to 400 calories. Weight training for about an hour. This is the surprising thing. A lot of people don't realize that weight training, you really don't burn a lot of calories overall. So only about 200 to 300 calories per 1 hour weight training. So you almost burn double that from half the amount of cardiovascular work. That doesn't mean you shouldn't not do weight training. Weight training is great because it builds muscle, which can actually burn calories at rest when you do nothing. So that's kind of a starting point. We're burning, roughly, let's say 500 calories maybe from our workout in total on average. So then we can look at how many calories are in food. So a cookie, again, these are just things ballparked from my general knowledge of these. A cookie, roughly 120 to 150 calories. A slice of pizza, around 200 to 400 calories. So if you see right there, man, just eating one of each of those, that's almost eating back all the calories that we just burned in that training session to begin with. So if you are thinking about eating your calories back from your workout, I want you to first realize that you will have to do a lot of working out just in general to actually get yourself to burn calories, to actually get to that weight loss. So I don't really think this is the best idea and the best approach for a lot of people, because it basically gets you in this never-ending cycle of, I'm going to do more. I'm going to go for a quick bike so I can eat some food. I'm going to go do a quick workout so I can eat some food. And it can get psychologically very, very damaging over time. So usually what a better idea that I usually recommend for people is leaning on a calorie calculator to get your basic ballpark metric. I like using the NIH body weight planner, body weight calculator online. That's a great tool. And basically these calculators simply being average the overall amount of calories that you burn based off of your activity level, based off of your sex, or if you're male or female, based off of your overall weight, your height, and it focuses on what you do consistently. This is the big point I want to make people realize, is that you will consistently burn roughly the same amount of calories per day if, assuming you are doing roughly the same amount of activity per day. That's the big thing. So this is what you should be focusing on, generally speaking. So if we have a 2,500 calorie a day example, maybe a 45-year-old male who's doing weights 3 times a week, he's running twice a week, and he's walking daily. You might be thinking, okay, for him, he's just burning 2,500 calories, and that's what the calorie calculator gave us. So if he does an extra workout, if he does more activity on that day, over his normal 2,500 calorie burn, should he eat more? Well, if you're trying to lose weight, I would probably maybe eat back just a little bit, not a whole lot. But in all reality, you're trying to use this consistent calorie metric, and since your calorie calculator actually already puts in the activity level from your normal day-to-day activities, there's not a whole lot of reason to eat back those calories, because they were kind of already equated in that overall calorie goal to begin with, if that makes sense. So if you're trying to lose weight, maybe you could eat it back a little bit, just because it's kind of harder to recover when you're trying to lose weight. Your recovery protocol isn't working as good. Your body just simply isn't able to repair all the tissue as well. You're not able to sleep quite as well. So maybe a little bit. If you're maintaining or even on a weight gain phase, I would just go back to normal. I would just eat your same amount of calories if you are on that one day doing more activity than normal. But remember, we're talking about, for the most part, the consistent amount of calories you're burning. And when you're using a calorie calculator, you literally put in, I am lightly active or I am moderately active. This is what you are consistently active. So it doesn't make sense to eat back those calories because for the most part, you're just sticking with what that calorie is. With that said, you might notice that a couple weeks go by, a couple days go by, and you're dropping weight very, very rapidly. In that exact case, you're probably wanting to, and what I would recommend is to switch your calories up a little bit. So maybe bump them up a little bit. Or if you're gaining a bunch of weight, bump them down a little bit. Calorie counting in general is a very general idea. In all of the food we actually eat, those food labels on the back of the different processed foods we get, there's about a 30% error bar on each side. So if you're eating something that says it's 100 calories, it could be 70 calories. It could also be 130 calories. So that's a pretty insane thing to realize and that not a lot of people do. If you're learning something new, please consider giving this video a like so far. Greatly appreciate it.